Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of today, Sunday, March 22nd through Saturday to come, the 28th. We're going to get right into it, beginning with the dice, and 29, which is all about spiritual partnership. Yes, an affirmation of something. If you were pondering a yes or no question. And weekend away. Spirit says buy shoes. Still weekend away. And it's 50-50. 50-50 came up in the general as well. It's about balance for me. It can be one's own internal balance, internal masculine and feminine archetypes within each one of us, or it can be as a whole, whatever archetype is which we identify, masculine or feminine. It can be us versus our counterparts, or mirror images and all that, balances in our lives in general, in terms of, a full plate of work and no play, or all play and not enough work, not enough focus, give and take. It's also about the ability to both give and receive love and blessings and things. And we need that. Love needs to be able to pass both ways. So it's 50-50 is very important. Also, it feels very like 10 of Wands to me sometimes, in that it can be about somebody feeling burdened or burdensome upon another. With my Universal Love Oracle, we're beginning with Soulmate. The next card is upside down. It is Guardian. With my combination of the Animal Tarot and the Angel Tarot, we're beginning with Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Wheel of Fortune represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. It is also connected to the fixed signs, the energy of the fixed signs. So that would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And lastly, hashtag creepy deck. I was in the mood to pull this out. And we're beginning with gifts. First of all, happy birthday to all the Aries out there. The sun has officially moved into Aries, so it is Aries season. And these can be actual literal gifts that you're receiving. Also, for me, sometimes it's about offerings. So maybe like it could be connected to the dice, that one that was about yes. So if it's not like a present, it could be some other kind of offer or exchange, some sort of good news or something. Right? It doesn't have to necessarily be a present that you're going to be unwrapping for your birthday or any other reason. Also, I'm hearing, that song Monster, Kanye's verse, my presence is a present. It can be about time also, this card, and something about being in the present or at the present time. It's important to be present. Also, I see it in terms of some sort of adversity. It's like, I was there for you. Well, actually, the whole Kanye line is my presence is a present, kiss my ass. And I can see something like that too. Like, I was there for you, I'm doing you a favor. So there could be something coming up also. I guess I know that was like, a whole bunch of different things that this card could possibly mean, but there could be something coming up also. Either it's from the past and like moving into the present, we're recalling where we had supported somebody or they had supported us, and maybe it wasn't 50-50, so that's being acknowledged now. Or somebody's getting an actual, and it could be tied also to a soulmate. Also upright behind gifts, we have children. And there's 3 kids on this card, so it is, I never fixed this card. It's so funny. I guess I haven't used it since that day. I still know where the other piece is. It's right here. I was supposed to fix it. Anyway, there's three kids on the card. So for me, it is like a party of three. It tends to come through very Empress like, I think, because it's three kids on the card. So it's like the birth of new things or things that have to grow, growth, expansion, very Empress, very number three, really. The threes are about creativity and using create means of creativity to bring about abundance. For some, it can be literal. Maybe the gift that you're receiving is from your children. Maybe somebody's giving birth, right? So it is a gift to you from a present to you from the heavens that you're being, bringing a child into the world. You're being used as a vessel, or somebody discovering they're pregnant also can be connected to a very Empress-like energy. The next card is upside down. It is also a party of three kind of card for me. This one being more so like the Three of Cups. You see there's three hands in the air. So it's like we're partying, being social. That's like very Three of Cups for me. That one is upside down. Right, so we're going to begin with the first spread from the perspective. Ooh, okay. I'm not sure what I did this now, but these three cards fell off. It is Major Arcana card 10, again, the Wheel of Fortune. The Knight of Pentacles, or Prince of Autumn, which I think was also behind the first card in the general reading, upside down. He is trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. Behind that, the Eight of Fire, or Wands, which I think was also behind this card in the last spread. And these are all shuffled up, and even in that one, after I revealed those cards, I shuffled them and did all kinds of stuff. So it's interesting. Events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things are happening at once. So this is about the universe working on our behalf behind the scenes, making things happen. It's also about communication, perhaps from a loved one, could be older than you, could be, since this is romantic, because sometimes the Queen of Summer comes through with like a very motherly sort of energy. So it could be like a mature woman, or maybe a mature sign, a Scorpio, specifically the mature sign of the element of water. It's also the fixed sign, so it does connect to the Queen in the tarot. Traditionally, she is compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. Also potentially a Cancer or a Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. So again, we need balance in that and all areas. This was like this. This was like this. This was like this. So we'll do the spread from the perspective of the masculine first. I just want to talk about the Knight of Pentacles in reverse for a second, since, again, this is the second time this is happening. He's showing up like this behind the first card. In terms of love, it can mean that you're pretty bored with your love life, actually. If you're in a committed relationship, or you have a person of interest, or even somebody that's interested in you and that you would like to reciprocate or whatever, the best way to fix that boredom is through communication. And I definitely don't want to make the love reading about coronavirus. I didn't want to make the general reading about coronavirus, but since we may not, depending upon our situation, be able to talk to people face to face, it does give you an opportunity to have like real phone or text or other online conversations and get to know people like in a genuine way, as opposed to maybe jumping, like when we do meet people in person, jumping to the physicality of a person or relationship, and sometimes skipping the important communication parts. So come to the Ten of Water now. Very important that you communicate what you're feeling if there's a person of interest or something, especially if you're in a committed relationship. Like, people are not mind readers, so your mate doesn't know how you're feeling, that maybe you're feeling like you're over it. And are you really feeling like you're over it, or have you just like, fallen into like some sort of rut or something? Definitely, you're going to want to think through if you're able to fix that relationship or not. If you're single and looking for love and you're feeling that getting that kind of feeling. Um, this just may not be the time for you to settle down. That doesn't mean you can't communicate with people and get to know people and talk and, be online and whatever else too. It's, if you know in your heart, especially in mind and or mind, that you don't want to settle down. Like the card says, it suggests it's not necessarily the right time for you to do that. If you agree, it's probably best and most fair that you communicate that to the people that you're dealing with. Like you're not really interested in a relationship, or exclusivity or something like that. If you're looking for a good time, you're looking for a good time. Maybe they are too. There's people that are. There's people that are not. Just you don't want to waste your own time or anybody else's. So that may be connected to that beginning message about being present, being in the moment too, and like living life, um, for right now, not necessarily planning something in the future like a long relationship. And if it happens organically, it happens organically. Allow yourself to have fun and be honest with people, and hopefully you'll meet people who are being honest with you, and you guys don't, turn everything around and make life exciting. So, yeah, I just had to put this down for a second so so I could get that out of my mouth. I was trying to do too many things at once. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. So the Ten of Water showed up. As a matter of fact, it clarified the Queen of Water in the general reading. So already a lot of the same energies coming over into this reading. But this is about just feeling good, content, happy, surrounded by love, full of love yourself, wanting to give it to others, wanting to receive it from others, not necessarily thinking about anything else, money, food, like we can live on love right now. In this moment, I can. Contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. You have trustworthy relationships. This too, the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, for me, can all be cards of like giving birth into, like starting a family, being celebratory, entering a commitment, something like that as well. All right, so we're going to begin with the Divine Feminine is the first card. Divine Feminine. Ooh, 3 of Winter. Maybe this is what I was talking about. My presence is a present. Kiss my ass. Somebody was pissed in the beginning of the reading. So maybe it's the Divine Feminine. And like I said, I was feeling like perhaps something was coming up from the past and it was going to be dealt with now. Sadness is part of life, but you don't have to endure it alone. You may need a little time to heal, but once you work your way through the emotions, you'll be stronger than before. But so far, I think this is the past issue. Let's see what the masculine as it relates to the feminine is about. The Queen of Autumn, thoughtful, caring, creative, and ingenious. You'll be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. Well, the Queen of Autumn or Pentacles is a nurturer. She's also a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Actually, most specifically a Taurus, a fixed sign, as it relates to traditional tarot practice, and perhaps connected to the Wheel of Fortune with which we started. I said it was attached to the fixed signs. So this could be a very strong Taurus energy that's coming through. And the Taurus, the Queen of Pentacles or Autumn is a nurturer, and even when something is amiss, something is off, there's disagreement or whatever, she tries to fix situations like in the kindest way possible. Doesn't mean she's a punk. Doesn't mean she gives in. Doesn't mean she acquiesces to everybody else's wishes and stuff like that. But she tries to deal with a situation, even if it's one where we're, parting ways, like perhaps the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the best way possible. So that's another potential thing with this 3 of Winter. We started out with the party of 3, too. 2 parties of 3s, another party of 3 here. This is the love reading, potentially a love triangle. We're going to continue to see what it is, but feminine also, some of us could have receive some sort of message like, I'm not looking for anything serious, I'm not on the same page as you want a real relationship, I don't, or something like that. It still may have that still may have happened in the past, and this could be a turnabout. The masculine as relates to himself right now, a decision that has to be made, options, choices, head in the clouds. What am I going to do? It's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. The Seven of Summer or Cups, for me, is very Neptunian, very Piscean, even though it's not a court card, so it doesn't necessarily connect directly to a person. It just has a very, very strong Neptunian and Piscean feel to me. Mercury has re-entered Pisces. It is no longer in retrograde, thankfully, but these energies could also be connected to that. Some relationships that maybe fell apart during that time, also potentially affected by these energies here. The masculine as relates to the connection or union as a whole, and it is another Taurus energy. It is the Hierophant, Major Arcana card 5, the Hierophant, which also came up in the general reading on the side of the masculine. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. The Hierophant is a card of commitment, of contracts, up to and including marriage, 3D marriage. It's also, for me, a card that says that sometimes we have to make adjustments to the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves because they don't align. We're not on the same page, and we need to align. Our soul strives to align with people, places, and things with which we have a similar vibration, or the other person or thing's vibration is higher than that of our own, from which we can learn something. But here, I think this is about the masculine really struggling with commitment and whether or not he wants to be committed. It's like wanting to be committed, because wanting that connection and the relationship, but at the same time, not wanting to be, it's like wanting to do it for the feminine, but at the same time, not wanting to be tied down, maybe out of fear. Is what's coming through so far. Let's see what else comes up. Overall, Ace of Summer, another repeat card from the general reading, showed up on the feminine side. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. For some, this Queen of Autumn and the Hierophant and the gift could definitely be speaking to time, and something is beginning now that will culminate maybe next month, like Taurus season, is what I'm getting to. But a new beginning or reconciliation, so maybe again this past situation, it's coming up to be rectified now. Masculine wants to fix it. Right? Wants to, handle it the right way. Maybe didn't handle it the right way in the past and there was hurt. New relationships, reconciled relationships, deepening of commitments, marriages, starting families, pregnancies. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. What the masculine, like what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection this week. And it is one of patience, and another 3. So again, there could be something, a struggle with wanting to settle down because he has options, he has other women or other men or whatever it is. At least a party of 3. Got choices with the 7 of Cups coming up, the 3 of Spring or Wands, the 3 of Winter or Swords. I already saw in the beginning a 3 of Cups sort of card in reverse. And the 3 of Cups in reverse in the tarot can mean not necessarily in terms of love, but in a general sense that somebody from your past is returning, and it'll be like a positive return, a happy return. So the only one we haven't seen so far is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Wands also about the need for patience. It's like, so again, this is taking us into this period, this thing with the timing and the gift. From the present, we should be planning ahead, and we're going to make slow and steady progress, perhaps like the Knight of Pentacles would suggest. Knight of Pentacles that was also here. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. What energy the masculine himself is willing to give to the union or connection this week? He's sort of, it's an admission of being in fear and down and out, to address this situation. It's coming up again in the elements of earth. It's possible also that more earth signs, because in the general reading too, there was something clearly going on between some air signs and water signs, and something clearly going on between some earth signs and fire signs. And so I think this can sort of impact different little subsets of people in different ways too. And maybe particularly for some earth signs, and maybe even more specifically to that, some Taurians. So what I'm just really struggling with some issues around fear, and it's like fear of the future, fear of lack, fear of commitment, fear of rejection, all of that stuff coming up to be dealt with now. Focusing upon the negative though, or worrying about those kind of situations can block your progress. And because you're your faith and trust are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to necessarily start something new. You have to first work on yourself. The masculine essentially has two Five of Autumns or Five of Pentacles here, because he has the Hierophant, which again represents the sign of Taurus. It is major arcana card 5, so it's like a 5 of Earth or Pentacles or Autumn, and then right underneath it, this other one. So he's struggling with commitment. There's fear of commitment here. But with it coming up here, with this spread from the masculine's perspective, what he's saying is he's willing to deal with it this week, like willing to face it. So that is possible. What the universe would have the two or each of us do, and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will. Oops, I pulled two by accident. Well, I might as well show you what this is. One is the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely. So this is like, once you do make a decision, hold fast to it. Don't let other people sort of, push you around and get you to change your mind, or don't let fear slip in and get you to change your mind again. Do what's in your heart and soul to do. Stand by it. Stand your ground. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely. We're not going to fight every single battle. Sometimes we're going to have to walk away from the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves because they no longer align with our vibration. So rather than fight with them, we're just going to walk away. Now, the other card that I pulled out simultaneous to it was another Wheel of Fortune. Again, Major Arcana card 10, which represents the planet Jupiter, all about growth and expansion, like the number 3. Also karma and luck. A time of positive change. So even where the energy is sort of like a low and a little bit funky, that's going to get better. A situation suddenly moves forward. We're stuck. We didn't know how to get out of it. We didn't know how to fix it. Procrastination was happening, all of that. But all of a sudden, boom, moves forward. And fortune is on your side. So Jupiter wanting to come through and help us, but we have to, give the universe our permission for it to intercede in our life. And all the beings that want to help us, all the spirits that want to help us, your ancestors, angels, whatever, however you identify with those other beings from other planes that come through, they need your permission first. And the outcome. It is the 7 of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience, just like the 3 of Wands says, and meditate on your next steps, like the 7 of Summer suggests. The 7 of Autumn or Pentacles also came up in the general reading, and it's an indication that we've sort of done the work part that we need to do in order for Jupiter or God, Spirit, Source, the universe to pay us off now, to reward us. We've done the groundwork already. So you don't have to worry about, like, what do I have to do in order to make this happen? That part is done. Now it's just a matter of, again, the patience and allowing things to grow, to expand. And in the case of the masculine, there is, again, a decision that needs to be made. I also want to do, with these hashtag creepy deck, while I have these here, I'll mix these up a little bit more too. And we have an outcome. I want to see what's going to come out. I want to see what's going to come out, maybe from the masculine and the feminine this week. Perhaps because everybody's in such close quarters and stuff. Oh, okay. I ended up back with gifts in the top. With such close quarters and everything, maybe some things will be coming to light, some things will be rectified. So, from the feminine, what can we look forward to coming out, good, bad, or indifferent, this week? And this card also represents, those of you who watch me, and you remember the last time I used these, I always say this card reminds me of, it's very Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter. It is a card that represents the planet Jupiter for me, but can also connect to a particular person who's significant in your life, maybe a female, maybe a younger female, perhaps even a fiery redhead or a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, who, again, may play a particular role this week. If not, if it's not a specific person, I'd say it's Jupiter, and that growth and expansion beginning for the feminine, movement in that area for the feminine, positive turn in events. So leaving this kind of energy in the past where it was and where it belongs, and things moving forward. But if it depends upon the Knight of Pentacles, again, that movement may not be as fast as you would want it to have. Something can start moving suddenly, but maybe after that it'll just be like consistent, like slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. For the masculine, what can we look forward to coming out on his side? And it is Wallflower. Now this is the card. This goes perfectly with his other card just showed up, because this is the card that, for me, that, and you'll understand why from the picture, those of you who've never seen me talk about it, connects to that song. If you get the chance, if you get the choice, you have a decision to make. To sit it out, right? To miss out an opportunity, let an opportunity pass you by, or to dance, to get up and engage in it. I hope you dance. This is of choice, a free will choice that's coming up for the masculine this week. And again, it resonates very well with these other cards that he has here. The fear, the procrastination, the decision, the choice that has to be made. Are you going to sit it out or dance masculine? Something coming up for him, major free will choice. And I think for the majority, it is about deepening commitment. Those who are already committed, deepening of commitment, and being firm about wanting to do that. And for those who are single or just have like a person of interest, deciding if he's ready to, narrow that down and get rid of his other choices and pick one and be steadfast, or contrarily, be honest about the fact that he's not ready to do that and doesn't want to do that, rather than string somebody along. All right, we're going to get into another spread. So first, I'll let you watch me just stick these in here arbitrarily. No particular order or placement. Just random. Totally random. Alright, and then we'll do this again. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 piles. I think that's mixed up. Okay, and boom. You saw it happen. So the wheel again wanting to come out. This is Jupiter is in our corner this week, if it couldn't be any more clear to you. Payment, karma, paying off, luck, paying off, things that were stuck, things that didn't, there was no movement. Finally moving forward, luck turning around, reversal of fortune. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Major Arcana card. The wheel again represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, and the fixed signs also. Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, particularly, impacted by this energy. Divine being or couple. The Nine of Autumn of Pentacles. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. I think this is also, whether it's your success or not, the fact that we're just sort of self-quarantine, having to self-quarantine, that we're spending time with ourselves too. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea while you're doing that for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. Nine of Autumn or Pentacles, also a very positive card in terms of love and relationship. It's about mutual respect and adoration, seeing a person in a particular light, a very good light. You think very highly of them. The Nine of Pentacles shows up. So that's it. Divine being, a couple, recent, past. Three of Summer, right? Three of Cups. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. Also, this could be having reconnected with somebody or some people, a group of friends or something in the recent past, having been social in some way, maybe unlike yourself, or having gotten some sort of good news. Near future. Is another major arcana card, 3, the Empress. So I also talked about this. Coincidentally, the Empress represents the planet Venus, ruler of the sign of Taurus. Remember all that strong Taurus energy that was coming through? Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. Somebody could also be learning that they're pregnant, maybe because they're trapped in the house with not much else to do. If it's not actual pregnancy, as the Nine of Pentacles also suggests, you could be coming up with really good ideas that are going to bring about something abundant to you in your life, whether it's monetarily or in a material sense, or in terms of your love life, or a combination of those, all of the above. Masculine's higher self. Very nice. This is his energy. The King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic, and very, very Aries season, right? Focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. blocks to individual or shared progress. Ace of Air. So there was some difficulty before, and like you've been waiting for this new start to arrive. And I think here it is, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. See, also truth, right? This is about some sort of truth coming out and victory too. Seeing the truth of a situation and a challenging beginning. So this could be for some about some sort of truth having, finally come out. Maybe it was stifled, maybe it was stuck, connected perhaps to Mercury retrograde, right? Information gets held up, communication gets held up during those periods, but now we are direct again. So that can come up. Ace of Air or Swords is about victory because it is, of all the aces, they're all about new beginnings, but the Ace of Swords is a clear new beginning on the heels of difficulty. So like things had been a struggle. Now I'm getting a new beginning. And so that's why it's like victory. It's like that, mama, we made it, like despite all the stuff we went through, I'm finally here. What the feminine can do to help herself. Right? Knight of Fire. Passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. Also in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, potentially. Or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Also possibly the planet Jupiter himself, right? Maybe what the feminine can do to help herself is to grow, expand, move on. Or let karma deal with it, right? Because Jupiter is about karma. Or maybe it's planet Mars. Mars guides us to take action, to pursue hot pursuit of what we want. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This that earth and fire still like coming out very strong. What the masculine can do to help himself. And boom. I can't make this stuff up. It doesn't look the same, but it is the same, right? It's the Seven of Cups from the other deck. A complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating. So just in the last spread from the Animal Tarot deck, which is also in here somewhere, I mixed them up in case the duplicates want to come out. From the Animal Tarot deck in our last spread, the card that was representing the masculine was the Seven of Water, a Seven of Cups as well. And so here it is again. He has a complex decision to make. There's a need to do research, potentially. He needs to stop procrastinating and get to it. And I think it has to do with these, again, parties of three. Possibly even love triangles, or just multiple options and choices that he has. I can be single. I can be committed. I can play around, and I can have a few people. I can be polyamorous. As long as you can be honest, too, that's all good. What the universe would have each or both of us to do to help ourselves, and even wants to help us with, we have to first affirm because we have free will, is the Ten of Earth. The universe wants us to be happy, content, settled down somehow, whatever that means for us. A very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. And the outcome. It was in reverse. I had to flip it over. Outcome is the devil. And I do think it was meant to be in reverse, actually. Because the devil in reverse is obviously like a sign of breaking away from that energy of feeling stuck and indecision and fear and all of that. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. Major Arcana card 15, Ego or the Devil, represents the sign of Capricorn and is another one of the cards that came out in the general reading as well. So I do believe it is a devil in reverse energy that outcome is about. But I was just guided to pull the next. Guys know I like to, when I clarify, I like to pull the next upright card, and it is Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot is like kind of like the mirror opposite of the devil in terms of the way the cards look. The Lovers represents the sign of Gemini. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. So it can be for some just flat out about true love, or about having connected with a soulmate or twin flame or the one, however you want to call it. And for others, still, it is connected to a heart versus head decision. What is my heart telling me to do, and what is my head telling me to do, or people, the outside influences or whatever, telling me to do, and what am I going to do to pull myself out of a position in which I had been feeling stuck. Further, I think that obviously for the most part and for most people involved, whatever is the good and positive outcome for you. So again, there's all different ways to love and dynamics that people can be into. No one way is the right way. Whatever is right for you is what this card indicates is most likely to happen for most people. I want to do one for each deck, I think. So we'll do this. I did this in general reading too. And one of these. And one of these. I'll shake these up a little bit just in case the soulmate card wants to come out. Again, on one side or the other. Oh, we still ended up in love. Isn't that nice? So from the Universal Love Oracle to the masculine, it is more of this fire energy. Again, very strong Aries energy, planet Mars perhaps coming through. Message from afar. This can be about communication between people here on this plane. Probably online, but maybe other ways too, or over the phone or different things like that. If you can do it in person, then cool, but it is from afar. In the general reading, I didn't say it. I was feeling it right after. I'm like, oh man. I felt like somebody, the devil came up, it showed up. I felt like somebody was physically in jail, and that they may even be released. But if end up on work release or something, it's kind of like a strange vision I had after that other reading. But if somebody is away somehow and just like they've been unable to connect, whether it's jail or some other thing, they're in the military or in school or I don't know. Unexpected communication could be happening, or you masculine, maybe after a decision, whether you're in one of those situations or not, suddenly deciding you want to make some kind of contact. Alternatively, message from afar from me is like the guidance that we get from the universe. This can be synchronicities, signs, different things, intuitive messages, dreams and stuff. The Seven of Cups came out for you twice, masculine. Can very much be about dreams for me, whether you're awake and it's like a daydreaming sort of thing and you have a vision like I do, or you're asleep and there's a message. If you wake up after having had a dream like that, you may want to write the stuff down while it's fresh in your mind so you don't forget it, and then you can go back and revisit what it was you dreamt about, and maybe like make sure that you get the message from afar that is trying to come through. Feminine, emergence. So this is like a rise back from the ashes. And look at the three rays here. It's like three swords sort of piercing her. Three airs, right? This sort of white ray. It's very air sign. It's like that three of air or three of swords. But this is coming back from that. This is having healed, and I'm bigger than that. I'm stronger than that. Like the phoenix making a return. And the phoenix is also a bird that is connected to fire. In addition to the sign of Scorpio, very representative of the sign of Scorpio. But the reason it's been admired throughout history, mythology and everything, as being this being that comes back is because it was believed to be able to live for like 500 years. So it's like you could never like get rid of it. It was always coming back. Even if it was was down, it was never out. That's what we're getting there from the feminine. Hashtag creepy deck, control. So this very much could be the masculine wanting to maybe take the Ace of Swords, this sword, whatever's been holding him back, to cut these strings, take back control of his own life, like the King of Wands. This is about like having been manipulated And maybe in some cases, too, or some instances at least, being a little bit of a manipulator yourself. Manipulator, but a need for that to be turned around. This is you taking back control of your own life and standing by your decisions. Seven of Wands, ridding yourself of some sort of manipulative energy that is surrounding you. Feminine, for you, hashtag Creepy Deck, it is passion. And this card is very Two of Wands for me. The Two of Wands, also a card that showed up in the general reading, and it is the Divine Union or Twin Flame card of the Tarot. So more of this fire, the Aries energy, very, very strong, just like in the other reading. From the Angel Tarot to the Masculine, it's another Seven of Earth or Pentacles. So seeds well planted, even if you feel like you're at a temporary pause in action. Any worry is unnecessary. Everything is going to be fine, unfolding based on what you've done before, right? What energy you've put into things before. You reap what you sow. So we're about to make the harvest. You already planted the seeds. Although I think, again, some of you have a decision to make. This is the last three, the only three we hadn't seen throughout the reading, the Three of Earth or Pentacles. And for me, this is a wonderful card. It's one of my favorites. It is about abundance that is earned. So the feminine getting some sort of recompense she deserves. And it could be just an apology or maybe accepting her apology. Some sort of, it could be just that, like I'm recognizing you, I'm acknowledging you, I'm accepting your call, or whatever it is, and we can fix this. Three of Earth or Pentacles can also be about meeting somebody, maybe through your work or at your job. And it can also, like the other threes, be about some sort of party of three, perhaps involving an Earth sign. Parties of three is just like a third energy. It doesn't have to be a love triangle, but it certainly can be. And lastly, from the Animal Tarot, I'm stuck on the 14 because it equals 5, and this is the masculine's like third or fourth number 5 specifically for him in this reading between the two spreads. Anyway, Major Arcana card 14, Balance, is actually Temperance in the traditional tarot, which, like the Wheel of Fortune, represents the sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter. So again, Jupiter coming through big time in this reading. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So Three of Pentacles, also about collaboration, but this sort of collaboration is like even when we had stark differences that we just figure we cannot come together, we don't see eye to eye, you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat, or whatever, we just don't see the same way. You're tall and I'm short and we can't reach each other. You're black and I'm white, and you're a Christian and I'm Jewish, and so it's not working. But now, with temperance gives us the patience and the wherewithal to, maturely figure out how things can come together. How can we work together toward a solution and fix it out? Temperance is also about where you had maybe been robbed or had lost something or you felt lack. Temperance is about a healing energy of restoration and recovery, getting your strength back, getting your energy back, getting back whatever was taken away from you, whatever was lost, whatever felt like lack. Temperance is Jupiter coming in to give you back all that you deserve and then some through growth, through expansion. And it may, who knows, it may come through an actual Sagittarius in your life, masculine. And now the feminine gets a 5 too, and we end on a 5. Focus upon the fact, this is about disappointment or whatever. So I think this is representing what we've already seen through the feminine, for the feminine, that there had been some sort of hurt or disappointment or something. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So this is you moving onward and upward again with the emergence. Hope you guys have enjoyed the love reading. I will be back with the moon reading soon. If you liked the video, you enjoyed it, or you felt you learned something from it, or whatever, both, please do actually like the video by giving it a thumbs up. If you don't mind sharing it, please do. I appreciate that too. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. If you'd like any services from me, your own private reading, merchandise, energy healing, or just to chat and kick it, whatever, on social media, and be friends or follow each other or whatever, information on how to do any and all of that will be in the description box below. And I do appreciate it. Thank you. Namaste.